Catholic school that took place earlier today. This was the scene where that deadly shooting took place. Police say 2 children are dead. 17 other people are injured after a gunman opened fire during a morning mass at this Catholic school in Minneapolis. They say the shooter was armed with multiple weapons and fired through church windows before killing themselves. The children who died were just 8 and 10 years old. 14 other children are among the injured, and we're learning 2 children are in critical condition right now. Officials say the shooter does not have an extensive known criminal history and is believed to have acted alone. And we do know that we are waiting for an NBC News special report. When that happens, we'll take it live. Now, a 10-year-old boy who survived the shooting says his friend was shot while lying on top of him for protection. The 5th grader says he hid under a pew while shots came through the stained glass windows of that church.
I was like, the first one, I was like, what is that? I thought it was just something, and then I heard it again. I just ran under the pew, and then I covered my head. My friend, saved me, though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
Your friend laid on top of you?
Yeah, I think he got hit.
What do you want to say to your friend who helped protect you?
He's really brave, and I hope he's good in the hospital.
And what do you want to say to everyone that had to go to the hospital?
I hope you're okay, and I'm praying for you.
These kids just having to live through this. And a heroic other little boy that saved his life. He says the school practiced for an active shooting on a regular basis, but they had never practiced an active shooter drill in the church, and that's where it happened. So again, we're waiting for an NBC News special report for the latest on this. In the meantime, make sure you've downloaded the KCRA 3 app so you can get updates on air and online, and make sure you enable the push notifications. And again, when that NBC News special report happens, because there may be new information, we will take it here live. In the meantime, we're going to go to the Middle East with the latest information, where the Israeli military releases initial findings into its double strike on a Gaza hospital that killed 20 people, including 5 journalists, saying it targeted what is believed was a Hamas surveillance camera. Molly Hunter has the newest information on this ongoing investigation in Jerusalem.
Outrage and frustration is growing among the Israeli domestic public. We saw huge protests in Tel Aviv last night. The crowd's estimate was 500,000 people, but all through yesterday it was a day of disruption, in part led by the families of hostages who are still inside Gaza. Protesters demanding that Prime Minister Netanyahu agree to a deal that would see the end of the war and the release of all the hostages. This comes as President Trump plans to hold what they are calling a major meeting in Washington later today on Gaza. But we have new reporting on Israel's initial response to those 2 deadly Israeli strikes on Monday that killed 20 people, including 5 journalists. In their initial response, in their initial report, they said that area was targeted because there was a Hamas camera that was observing Israeli troops in the area. Well, our reporting, and we have spoken with 5 journalists who were witnesses, who were on the ground, who tell us that there was only 1 camera on the hospital roof on Nasser Hospital, and that camera belonged to Reuters. They also say, and this is very important, that in order to broadcast live on the roof, as Reuters was doing during that first strike, the cameraman Hossam al-Masri was killed, you need to have Israeli coordination to have a live feed coming from the roof of a hospital. Now, we have gone back to the Israeli military. They say they are looking into the field decision-making as well as the ammunition. Molly Hunter, NBC News, Jerusalem.
Happening today, the Trump administration is set to address developments over the war in Gaza. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is expected to meet with Israel's foreign minister in Washington. And at the same time, the president's scheduled to chair a meeting on Gaza. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff says they are putting together a comprehensive plan, adding they expect the war to be settled by the end of the year. And we're at the end of August, so time's ticking.